Yo, hold on. Let me tell you guys something. We're in the room. It's getting, yo, it's getting all emptied out. That is new, but we're clearing everything. It's gonna be different. But listen up. Well, put it to you this way. It's gonna be August, and that's 8 months. Gonna be 8 months about into this year. That's more than half of 2025 gone. Just like that. And I think about it's come a long way, but also super fast. And I feel like, what did I get done this year? What did I learn? And especially tonight, bro. I don't know why. But I feel like I've been, you could say, more motivated than ever. Because I think it was just within time, over and over, waking up at 3 a.m., go to work, get paid minimum wage, and have only a couple hours through the day, not getting 8 hours of sleep, and not doing what I want to do. I know this is something temporarily, to get me there, but it's been so long, bro. Dude, more than half the year's already over. And I'm 20 already. I feel like I lost some time. But more importantly, I feel like if I'm where I'm at, where I need to be, I guess what I truly want. And I know all of that. But why do I feel like some of the days that if I'm not making the progress that I should be, or if it's enough, or if I'm really getting the right things done, I think 2025 has been the most eventful for me. Really. It has, actually. 2024 was a lot, but this year, I wouldn't even know where to start, man. Damn. It's been a hell of a year. 2025 wanted me dead, bro. Wanted me dead. Just a little longer. I'm gonna work this job a little longer, save up a little more. And after, dude, I can go all in. I can have the time, the drive, the passion, the discipline. I think what really snapped, for me was, yeah, I had it, but like, just the getting tired, just having less tolerance for things. Not tired in like a lazy way, tired of bullshit. Tired of people, places, things that don't matter. Even for whatever you're going through, like, you can still win, bro. Especially after all the things that happened to me this year, I could have given up. But I'm not, because I made a promise to myself that every day I made it to myself and, well, someone else. But aside from that, let's forget about that. I made a promise to myself every day to become a better person. And in some ways, I've been doing pretty good. And then in some ways, I feel like it's not enough, or it hasn't been becoming better in some things. But at the same time, I wish I can just kind of leave it all and start over and get away from everyone, everything, and all of that. But you have to understand is you have to stop trying to impress people that don't matter. You got to focus on yourself. But if you can find brotherhood, that's good. Man, social media fucked us so bad. You can still win. Just remember, if you don't give up, you just keep going. But bro, the most important thing out of all of this is the time, man. The time, bro. The freaking time. It flies. It's right out of your hands, man. Especially like, dude, we can't go back. People, yo, listen to me. I don't think, damn, it's kind of deep. I don't think there are so many, and even within yourself, I'm talking to everybody, that they realize that you can't go back and you can't change those things in the past, if that makes sense. But if you're like, oh yeah, whatever. But no, really think about it. You are going to be the youngest you are today because the next day you're a day older, and it keeps going day by day by day. And some of your decisions, mistakes, or consequences, whatever, they can affect your life for a very long time, maybe very short, sometimes permanently. And it can go into anything. I'll give you a good example. In terms of like maybe something minor yourself, boom, change it. It's easy. Something serious, sure, it might take time, but you can't just keep dwelling on it, because it's going to take more of your time and consume more of your energy, and you'll starting from, you won't even make the first step. And it's been a week, a month, 2 months, maybe a year, a couple years. Damn, what the heck? But people don't realize certain things that they do affect your future. And it's sad to see, maybe it's somebody we care about or people we care about. You can't save everyone, fine. But seeing people you care about fall out of direction, fall out of path, whether if it's a friend, a family member, a partner, whatever. When you get to that deep level of understanding life, you almost have a thing of, you have much less tolerance, but then sometimes you become a little more like, if you want to say empathetic or spiritual, I guess. It's such a weird, interesting mix. Most people are like, oh, whatever, though, this shit's so dumb. But, bro, people are so lost. You have to understand, your competition is a bunch of consumers. It's a bunch of people who are nowhere within themselves, bro. Like, they're making, dude, they don't respect their family. They don't respect their last name. They don't care about their future. Fine, let them. But that's what I'm saying. If you want to turn your life around, if you want to be successful, you can't fall into that trap. Especially, you don't want to be 30, 40, 50 and be like, oh shit, it's too late. You know what? I believe everybody's given a second chance. And maybe it comes instantly, maybe it comes later, maybe it comes when they get it, but when they get that chance, they maybe foil it. And then they figure that out years later, decades later. So, speaking from experience, I'll bring that into a separate video that I think is really good and it'll be very beneficial. A little controversial, but I think you guys will like it. But you could be a better person if you really tried. If you stop doubting yourself, stop letting others, their negativity get to you, whether someone hurt you or not, let that keep beating you up because you realize they lost, they betrayed you, they fell off, they think they're doing well, but they fucked up. They might not see it now, comes a couple months later, couple years, 5-10 years later, look where you are now. Look where they are. I hope they change. Maybe you hope the best for them. That's it. But you let them go through that, and then once they see you, how you decided to handle it, then they get that moment of, man, what did I do that made this a good decision? Or was it really worth it to make these things happen and go this way in my part of life to now where I lost everything? I lost a future for myself, for my family, to create life, because we get one life. You live in the moment, fine, but living in those moments and making bad decisions, so when you're older, in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and you look back and you regret it, now you're stuck. You have to start over. This applies for guys and girls, bro. Everybody. You look at yourself, or you think about the things you've done. Let's say fast forward, whether it's you or somebody else. Just think about it, bro. Wherever you're going to be, there's going to be something. Fine. But you can't, bro, you can't make mistakes that will seriously damage your future permanently. Sometimes it happens, fine, but you can fix it. But I'm talking like continuously. Complacency. But you can't save everybody. You have to let some people go through it. Some people want to be heard, but they won't listen. That's fine. Everyone's different. And it does get lonely because it's hard to meet people who maybe you can really trust, or you have a deeper spiritual connection. Sure, you can have people agree with you and say that just to fit in, but they might say that, but they don't really know that deep, I guess, power, that spiritual power. They're not fully unlocked with themselves. Does that make sense? Maybe it's delusion or illusion, whichever. I'm not trying to say hate, but I'm just saying play it smart a little bit. It might be tempting when people say, oh yeah, me too, and this and that, and I, whether if it's agreeing, or they might say, I might think this way or do this way, or the same thing as you. You're like, oh man, I finally met somebody similar like me. But you have to be careful. You'll be able to tell when somebody is genuinely honest, and you can see it within people, bro. You can look at people, how they talk, how they walk, looking at their body language, especially, bro, some people just look at their eyes and be like, yo, you can kind of have a read or that kind of connection with a person and kind of get an idea who they are, what they are. So keep an eye out for that. Some people just have to realize it when it's too late. I don't wish that on anybody. There's some things I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, but it happens. So find yourself, find your family, find your brothers, and find your purpose. Because without it, damn, that would be something pretty hard to live with. But yeah, every day I wake up and I say, you know, I'm grateful. I love the life I have now. But man, just to have more, just to have more, just to have that spiritual, financial freedom, you know, to live the life of how humans should, how the superior man should. If you guys read the book, it's such a good book. But as it says in there, it's like an eye-opening, it's an eye-opening book. It's really good. I thought it's one of my favorite books. It's actually pretty good. But I'm gonna wrap it up there because it's gonna be late. I got work in the morning, and the more days that I work, the more and more I want to leave. I love working the job, but I realize when something isn't part of my purpose, or it's not like in me to do, of course I'm gonna work hard, but when I feel like it's distracting me or throwing me offward to what I want to do, then that's when I have problems. So that's where I'm kind of at with that. But let's wrap that up for now. See you guys on the next one. And I think it'll actually be pretty interesting. So have a good night, boys. See you guys.